So this is an extension of Unit 6, Lesson 3, where we are solving systems of equations with graphing. We kind of touched on this on a previous video, but when you're graphing a system of equations with no solution, the slope of the two lines will be the same. And when you're graphing a system of equations with infinitely many solutions, the slope of the two lines will also be the same. It means that the lines are going to be going in the same direction at the same rate. So they're either going to be running next to each other or they're going to be running on top of each other. So no solution, infinite solutions. When you're graphing a system of equations with no solution, the y-intercept is going to be different. Which makes sense because if I have a coordinate plane, such as here, and then we'll do another one here, then the y-intercept is going to be different on both of them. And when you're graphing a system of equations with infinitely many solutions, the y-intercept of the two lines is going to be the same. Because you'll notice right here is the y-intercept for both lines. And when graphing the system of equations with one solution, the slope of the two lines will be different. So one of them will either be going in a different direction, so they haven't intersected yet, but they will, or they're going in the same direction, but they're going at a different rate. So both of those are a negative slope, but they still will have one solution. Now, I think this is a great lesson to practice with graphing in the calculator, but we are going to be able to solve a bunch of these without actually having to graph them at all. So if we get to one where it's like, oh, I know it's going to be one solution, let's practice graphing it in the calculator. That way we know what we're doing. So first, solve the system of equations by graphing. Well, we can already draw some conclusions because here I have the same slope as here, but I have a different y-intercept. So that means that those are going to be two lines running parallel to each other, and I know without even graphing that it's going to be no solution. But since it says to solve it by graphing, I'm also going to graph them. So my first line has a y-intercept of 7 and then a slope of -1. And my second line has a y-intercept of 2 and also has the same slope. So we're going the same direction at the same rate, which means the lines are never going to intersect. They have that same space that's going to be between them the whole time. Thus the answer of no solution. Now we're looking at this system, and I have two different slopes. So that means I'm definitely going to have one solution because those lines are going to be going at either a different direction or at least at a different rate. And I just need to figure out what that coordinate would be. So now would be a good time to plug both of them into the calculator and prove that we can do it that way. But if we don't have a calculator with us, then we can graph it by hand. My first equation has a y-intercept of -2 and a rise of 3, run of 2, rise of 3, run of 2. And for my second graph, I have a y-intercept of -1, and then I rise 2, run 1. And you'll notice that this looks like it's getting further away, which means it's probably going to be in the other direction. Drop 2, run 1, drop 2, run 1. And this is where the calculator is going to be really helpful because you'll notice right here, I'm pretty sure that it intersects here, but it's very, very close all the way through here. So this is a good time to either check your solution of -2, -5, which is this point here, or to just type it into the calculator and let them tell you, or let the calculator tell you that the solution is -2, -5. Now these two are interesting because they're not asking you to graph two lines and find the solution. They're asking you to demonstrate certain things. So the first one, draw a second line that shows no solution, and then record your equation. So if it has no solution, then it's going to have the same slope. And I need to determine what the slope of this first line is. It rose 1, 2, 3, 4. So for m equals rise 4, and it ran 1, 2, 3. So I just need to find any other point on the y-axis. Let's just pick 0. That's easy. And rise 4, run 3. Rise 4, run 3. And then drop 4, run back 3. Drop 4, run back 3. And I can pick any other y-intercept and then graph it, and it's going to give me no solution. But now I have to record my equation. Y equals 4/3, because remember it has to have the same slope. And then what did I make my y-intercept? Well, I made it 0, so I can just leave it as plus 0, but y equals 4/3 x if I simplify it. But you could have put any y-intercept here, and as long as you graphed it appropriately, you would have gotten it right. You could have used 4/3 x plus 6, 4/3 x minus 8. The only one you couldn't have used was 4/3 x minus 2, because y equals 4/3 x minus 2 was the original equation of the line, and it was asking us to show a new equation. So let's look at number 9. Draw a second line in the graph in order to demonstrate a system of equations with one solution and record your equation. So I really am digging the 0, 0 right here. So let's pick that as our solution, and then we can make it have whatever slope we want. I prefer a good 3/2, up 3/2, up 3/2, down 3, back 2, down 3, back 2. I'm just realizing I'm not doing this in red, which I think would make it more helpful to show the contrast. And then we graph it. So my very original equation, y equals, I know that it had a y-intercept of 0, and it looks like that original one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it had one of -1/1 or -1x, and if I simplify, my original equation was -x. And my new equation is y equals up 3/2 of x plus 0, or y equals 3/2 x. And you could have made basically any equation as long as it had a different slope than our original -1, because any of those equations would have or any other equation or any other slope would have given us a solution to this graph. Here's another one to practice solving by graphing. We already noticed that they have different slopes, so there's definitely going to be one solution. My first equation has a y-intercept of 1, and then a slope of down 3/1, down 3/1, down 3/1. And my second equation has a y-intercept of -7, and a slope of, there is no number in front of x, so that means that it's 1x, or 1/1x. So up 1/1, up 1/1. And that ends up with solution right here of over 2 down 5. So 2, -5. All right, and number 7, I look at my slopes again because that's my indicator. And it looks like I have different slopes again, so I'm definitely going to have one solution. My first graph has a y-intercept of -1, and then it's up 3/2, and then I match it backwards, down 3, back 2. And I extend those points to go all the way off. So I'm not just extending the line, you'll notice. I'm adding the extra points as well. And then my second equation has a y-intercept of -3. And then it has a slope of 1. And my graph intersects right here at -4, -7. And since that one shows a lot of lines very close to each other, I'm going to go over here to the side and check it by plugging in my -4 for my x's and my -7 for my y's and making sure that it checks out. And sure enough, if I plug in -4, -7, I do get a solution to this equation, so I know that my graphing was accurate. Now for these last three, it's not asking us to actually find the solution. It's asking us to just determine how many solutions it has. Is it one, none, or infinitely many? And to do that, we need to look at the slope. Now here, I have two different slopes, which means that I'm going to have one solution. At some point, they will intersect. For number 9, I check my slopes, and they have the same slope. And that means that our graph is going to be like increasing or decreasing at the same rate. Now we need to check the y-intercept. And I have -2 and +2. So since they don't have the same y-intercept, then that means it's actually going to have no solution. Because when I go to graph it, they're going to be at different starting points, but then they're going to have the exact same rate of increase or decrease. So there's always, always, always going to be space between them. For number 10, I check my slopes, and this one has a slope, what's being multiplied by x, +4, and this one has a slope of +4 as well. Now that I know the slopes are the same, I know it can't have just one solution, so we need to check our y-intercept as well. This one has a y-intercept of 2, and that one also has a y-intercept of 2. So since they also have the same y-intercept, that means that they are going to have infinitely many solutions. That is not how you spell infinite. That's supposed to be an N, my bad.